Just let everyone know, since we're gonna recording this session, if you feel comfortable, just like we're gonna probably record this and post it on our admissions YouTube channel. So if you feel comfortable, turn on your video and being recorded. So feel free to do that. If you don't feel comfortable, yeah, feel free to turn it off. That's fine too. Okay, I guess we're gonna go ahead and start. We have 33 people join us. That's awesome. Thanks everyone to join us today. I actually heard from Teresa, our associate director from the missions office, who just said like y'all coming from different area across the nation. So welcome, thanks for joining us. So today's webinar, hopefully we will answer some of your questions and you can get connected with our panelists. I'm Jinyu Zhao. I hope I have my video on. I hope people can, okay, great. So I'm Jinyu Zhao. I'm the advisor for the computer science department and the School of Science. So I advise all the students in the computer science department and also advise students in the School of Science who would like to change majors or interested in doing a dual major or a minor. So for those of you who are interested in other areas as well, combining with computer science, feel free to connect with me. I also do some student support services. I advise some student clubs in the computer science department and coordinate some kind of events like this. Yeah, this is my second year at RPI. We're gonna have our panelists to start introducing themselves.
Hi, everybody. I'm Fran Berman. I'm one of the professors in the department, and we are really excited that you're here. Computer science is a great field. We have great women in our department. I'm really excited about teaching many of them in my class. For you, those of you that are interested, because all of our professors do research, the research I do are the social impacts of technology. So I'm kind of interested in technology doing good things for us instead of us being enablers of technology. And my research is around data and data policy, privacy, net neutrality, all kinds of things like that. I live here in Troy, New York, and I'm bi-coastal because I spent many years in San Diego, California. And Jean-Yu asked us for a fun fact, and my fun fact is, in addition to kayaking, I learned to stand up paddleboard this summer. And I spent not most of the time in the water, which was really cool, although I spent some of the time in the water.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Janae Barella. I'm a sophomore this year, and I am the chair of ACMW, an organization for women in computing here at RPI. My hometown is Taos, New Mexico, and a fun fact about me is that I have a fish named Tiki Bubbles.
Forgot to unmute myself there, sorry. My name is Alice. I'm a sophomore as well. I'm in a whole bunch of student organizations, probably too many. If you have any questions about what any of them are, let me know. The Union Showtex is the one I would say I'm most involved with, though I'm kind of all over the place in a lot of ways. So if you're worried about not having enough time with your computing degree, you will have time to do other things. I also apparently have time to do music, so that's my fun fact.
Hi, I'm Alexandra Hsueh. I'm a junior computer science and mathematics dual major. I've just finished Arch. I'm in a lot of student organizations, so feel free to ask me about any of them. One of the things is Hack RPI, which is actually happening in less than 2 weeks. And then I'm graduate success for ED for graduate success for Red and White. And then I'm also president of Association of Women in Mathematics, mentorship program chair of ACMW, and we just finished ProdComp for UP a couple of weeks ago, and WCS, which is just Sisters on Tuesdays. It's not as active this semester, but when it is, you should join. My hometown is Morganville, New Jersey, so that's Central Jersey. And fun fact is I actually sang at Radio City Music Hall for the Christmas Spectacular opening show. So we were like right before the Rockettes. You could probably find it on YouTube just by searching it online. But yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Anushka and I'm a sophomore. Some student organizations I'm in are ACMW. That's our Women in Computer Science Mentoring Club. I'm also in the Polytechnic, which is our student newspaper. And I'm a CS1 programming mentor for freshmen and underclassmen students. I'm from Morris Plains, New Jersey. And a fun fact is I like to play soccer, and last week I learned how to juggle eggs on my feet, which has been fun to learn.
That's awesome. Thank you all. So before the session start, we collected some questions from you all, like when you registered for the session. Here are some common questions asked by the registrants. So I'm gonna start with these 4, and then we'll open the floor for Q&A. So the first question coming from the prospective students is, why did you choose to come to attend RPI, and what sets RPI's computer science program apart from others? Feel free to jump in, anyone.
Well, so I figured out that the RPI computer science program was really cool after I got in. Really, I just kind of wanted to study computer science at a university with a good reputation for that major, and RPI does have some really incredible professors. The academics here are crazy. But the coolest thing about computer science is that you have different concentration areas that you can choose from. So if you're doing computer science, it's not just like a liberal arts type computer science where you just go through all the things you have to know to be a programmer in the world. You can concentrate in robotics, AI, research, I believe it's like graphics, game design. I could be wrong on that one. Some of them change year to year, but those concentrations are really cool because you can dive really, really deep in your specific areas of interest within the field, which is something that is not offered at a lot of universities, and something that I think is really helpful for people when they're entering the field.
Just like how Alice said, I found out how great the program was after I joined. Initially, when I came to RPI, I just really liked the campus a lot. It's like not too small that you see the same group of people every single day, but it's like big enough that you like can see other people, but it's not so big that you have to take a bus to go places. One of the schools I was applying to, you had 3 campuses, and you'd have to take a bus across just to go to classes, get to your place and everything. I was like, that's too much. But then when I came to RPI, I found that it was really great just being to try new things, explore different technologies. Funny thing is I actually didn't choose my concentration because I accidentally completed it. So right now I'm just going to be exploring different topics and just see what classes I want to take. I had taken 3 classes like last spring, and I found out they were all in the same concentration. And I was like, oh, that's a nice coincidence. But then that just really opened it up for me to just take whatever classes I want to take now. But yeah.
Something that I also really appreciate is how many different resources there are for computer science students. So when I was in high school, I knew I wanted to study computer science, but I didn't have like a ton of experience beforehand. So when I came here, I started with CS1, and in that class and in all the other classes I've taken so far, there are additional office hours with professors, which are very helpful. And then there's also student mentoring, which is by other students. And there is ALAC, which is for later in the day. So there's always plenty of help with homeworks, labs, understanding lecture, which I really appreciated.
Well, I did not go to RPI. I came here as a professor, but when I went to college, I went to a big public university. I went to UCLA. That was the one I went to. And this is like when dinosaurs were roaming the earth. So it was quite a long time ago. But I'll tell you something I've observed from working at a small private college compared to a big public university is UCLA was a great place to be, but we were kind of on our own. You know, you have to like figure out what's going on, and, you know, like nobody's like, you know, kind of like paying attention to what's going on. And one of the things that I've noticed about RPI that I think is wonderful for our students is that there's a lot of people who care about your success. You know, all of us on the faculty care about your success for sure, but there's a lot of infrastructure. The department has infrastructure, the School of Science has infrastructure, the Institute has infrastructure, and there's a bunch of people who are kind of watching out for you and, you know, there to kind of help if you need anything. And that's something that I didn't have in a bigger public school, because that's just sort of not, at least the way the ones I've you know, been involved with are wired. And it's a kind of an interesting difference. So when you think about the environment that you want or need when you go to college, it's sort of good to know, like, how much initiative, you know, am I willing to take? How assertive do I want to be? How much sort of do I want the school providing an environment where, you know, the on-ramp is a little less steep? And so that's a good thing for you to be thinking about.
Yeah, definitely along those lines. Like, I've been able to develop relationships with professors easily here. I get help whenever I need it. RPI has really done a great job of making it a really great experience in computer science.
Thank you so much for sharing that. The second question is, how do we know if computer science is the right major for us? I guess this is asked by a student who is still exploring. I don't know how many of you made the decision to major in computer science, or Fran probably advised a lot of students who are in this boat. So can some of you answer this question?
Me? You wanted me to?
I mean, anyone, feel free.
Well, I'll give you, so I was actually a math major in college, and I didn't take computer science till I got to grad school. And I loved math, and I still love math. Math is the coolest thing ever. Let me just say that right now. And I ended up in theoretical computer science, and I made my way to data science and all kinds of other things, which people do over the course of your career as a professional computer scientist. You'll see a lot of different things. But so, you know, for me, you know, the major that I chose in college and in grad school when I kind of moved into computer science was always the thing that just made me excited to do it. You know, the stuff that keeps you up at night, you know, things that you think about. And it's still that way. You know, the research I do are like things that, like, I think, you know, what if they didn't steal our data? You know, how would the internet be different? You know, and so you think about lots of questions like that. I also want to say, and then I'm going to like let these people who actually chose computer science more recently tell you about their thing. But when I was in college, I took a lot of stuff. I took like one of everything. And I'm a somewhat eclectic person, and it really appealed to me. So I took, you know, an art history course and a political science course and a chemistry course and a music course and a dance course and all kinds of things. And I really found that, you know, getting a broad perspective really broadened my horizons. And I still remember the courses I took as an undergraduate, even though I didn't go into any of those fields. They were great experiences, because college is a great time to experiment. You know, you should just like exercise your brain and sort of see where it takes you. And it'll be really exciting for you when you go to college, because there's not a lot of people standing around, you know, tapping their foot, telling you kind of what to do. You kind of get to explore, and let me really encourage you to explore.
Yeah, like deciding whether computer science is right for you really depends on like what you like. Like if you're interested by computers and find it fascinating how everything works, then computer science is definitely something you'd be interested in doing. And like Professor Berman was saying, that if you go in and you try out different classes, you might find something that you find even more interesting than computer science. It's a lot about like learning about all types of different branches, and that really helps you decide what's right for you.
And you can do that in computer science too. You know, you can think, oh, I love robotics. And then you get in computer science and then you realize that compilers is way more fun, or security is way more fun, or, you know, so, I mean, when you're in the major, you can do that as well.
I think something that's also helpful that I did when I was in high school was I went to different colleges' websites and I put together kind of like my dream curriculum to see what it was that I wanted to take. And then when you like look at this afterwards, and if you see that a lot of these classes are computer science classes, then you know that's for you. But I think that's helpful. You can go through the classes that we have in our curriculum. I think there is a template on the RPICS website, and you can see if those are classes that interest you and maybe start from there.
I feel like a lot of the times when you're trying to find which major is best for you, like you just really have to try new things, be open-minded about different topics. So for computer science, like solving problems, just like learning new things, a lot of it is like you learn a new language, you switch to a different language in another class. You just gotta sort of try all those different things, see if you like it. And then that's when you will actually know. And then once you're in that, you can even broaden like your scope even further from there, because there's just so many different applications of computer science.
Sorry about that. Thank you. So, sorry, I have my chat box open, so this is blocking it. I don't know how to move
Jen,
this.
are you looking for the next question?
Yes, so I have my chat box open just in case people post a question in here, but it's blocking the whole screen. I'm so
Well,
sorry.
there's a really interesting question in the chat box, but the next question on your slide is, what languages do the courses in the computer science major cover?
Thank you.
Sure.
Actually, I'll go ahead and answer that one because the computer science major covers like pretty much every industry standard language. And if you can't find it in all the courses that you're required to take, you'll find it in any of the others that you get to choose from as either electives or capstone courses. I, as a sophomore, having taken Computer Science 1, Data Structures, and am currently taking Computer Organization and Foundations of Computer Science, so 4 classes, I have a functional knowledge of Python, C++, C, MIPS, and x86 assembler language. And I am still kind of a baby relative to the completion of my major. You will learn everything, and you don't need to know much going in. It's good if you have a little bit of experience, but if you have none, that's also okay. RPI prepares you very well for being able to pick up things quickly like that. So if you're not super experienced and you don't know a lot, don't worry, you'll get there.
Also, if you're interested in like web development, there's also an initiative that RPI has called ARCOS, which is the Rensselaer Center for Open Source, which I just joined this semester. And I'm new to web development, but our whole team, so my team, what we work on is designing the newspaper website. And I've been learning all those tools just right now. So like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and there's an opportunity to learn from a lot of other students through that club. So if you don't find that what you want to learn is offered in courses, which a lot of it is, you can always go there as well for extra learning.
Yeah, and also with web development, the ITWS course and major is definitely great for that. I'm taking Intro to ITWS right now. We've gone over HTML, CSS, JavaScript. We're going into jQuery and PHP coming up soon.
But you don't have to come in knowing that stuff. You'll learn that stuff in your classes, and you have a pretty supportive atmosphere to do that. So if that sounds like, whoa, like, do I have to know all that? No, you don't have to know all that. Jean, did you get your screen back up?
Yep.
Or do you want...
Sorry about that. Yeah, so RPI is using WebEx, so I'm more used to that. So this is my first time really host this on Zoom. So sorry about that. So the last question was, I'm coming from all-girls school, and I was wondering how the atmosphere is different at a more male-dominated school, and how that shapes your experience at RPI. I guess people have different background. So if you can talk about your experience as a female at RPI, that'd be great.
I found that a lot of the guys in this school are actually really chill. A lot of my friend groups are mostly guys, but we're all really supportive. And really, like, I don't think you really meet a lot of people who are like a bit strange, but if you do, they're not the vast majority at all. So really just talk to people, just like get to know people, and you'll just see that there's just lots of different types of people. But yeah, I think that it should be fine. It's just going to be a little bit different, obviously, but we have a very supportive group, like all the girls in the school, like we're like there for one another. You can always come to Sisters. We'll have cookies on Tuesdays, well, after the quarantines and all that stuff, but yeah.
If you're curious about the department, I can speak a little to that. Our department chair, I've been in a number of different departments throughout my career, and I think our department chair is the best I've ever had. The guy named Chuck Stewart, and he really cares about the success of the students, and in particular, he cares about the success of the women students. He's been a Grace Hopper a bunch of times. I think he really gets that a lot of times we are not the majority gender in the room. And he really cares about doing something about it. So he's been really proactive in the department for not just, supporting our ACMW group and other kinds of groups, but really for making sure that the department is a safe and comfortable place for people to be. And that's really important to me as well. I spent my career, I've spent my whole, professional life in a career I really love. And I want to make sure that it's a comfortable place for you guys as well. But it isn't just me. It isn't just the women who will support you. We have a bunch of really great guys who will support you too. And I would say, Chuck is number one on my list of somebody who really cares about your success.
I think something that's also nice is I think my professors so far, they have been like, they have been, half of them have been female. So being taught computer science by women, I think is also important. And I'm happy I get that at RPI.
Yeah, we actually have, for computer science, we actually have very good numbers. And oftentimes in departments, you don't have women at every level, but we have senior women, women who are full professors. I'm one of them. We have women who, just got tenure. We have women at the assistant level. So it's pretty cool that, and the number of women in the department is not just like, the only person in the room. So I think we have about, John, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we have about a quarter women, which is actually maybe a third, I don't know, which is actually sadly phenomenal for a computer science department.
Yeah, so the ratio is about 1 to 4. It's about, I think, a national average compared to other computer science program.
I think we're a little better, actually.
Yeah, a little bit better.
Really sadly, but.
All right. So I'm gonna.
And also, guys come to RPI or wherever they're going to go, and they go into the field. The numbers will get a lot better. So you guys
Yeah.
will be part of the solution.
Yep, you will make the change.
Hey, wait, I'd like to say something about that last question before we move on. Do we have
Go
time?
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, so because even outside of computing, the ratio is felt. It's a very engineering-oriented school, and so unfortunately the ratio there is like you can feel it. You're walking on campus, and it's a lot of dudes, but most of them are cool. Like it's something that will require a little bit of getting used to. You'll probably find you have a lot of more male friends than you thought you would, but like really at the end of the day, I went to a co-ed school, so this doesn't really answer the question very much. It feels a lot like a co-ed school, like one with a more even ratio than it does. Depending on the circles you're in, it's good, it's decent, it's not too bad.
Thank you. Does anyone else want to share? So I do have a couple slides over here. So some of the resources on here have been mentioned. So the Department of Computer Science website has a lot of good information, like the ARCH information, or like the faculty members' research interest, their publications and things like that. You can all find on the Computer Science website. The School of Science Hub, this is I mentioned where I'm working at. So there are 4 advisors in our office. We advise all the School of Science students. There are a lot of questions, good questions coming in about how to do a minor or dual major. Yeah, feel free to contact us if you have other interests outside of computer science. ARCH website also has a lot of good information about the opportunities we just mentioned. Student Life is great. They also have like some good resources to help you with your transitions, you know, how to be successful as a college student. And CCPD, of course, Center for Career and Professional Development that we just mentioned. They offer some like counseling and also the career fair each semester. They're definitely going to be a good resources to check out. Does any of the panelists want Chami in for, you know, share something that you have, like you use this resource on campus that may help you, or anything else not on here that you found really helpful for you?
I just want to say to you guys, thanks for tuning in. College is going to be amazing. And we all wish you the best of success. It's going to be sort of the start of everything in a different phase. So, so we wish you well.
Definitely. Thank you so much for joining us. This is my contact information. Feel free to email me if you have anything else, if you think of anything else, or if you like to connect with one of the panelists. I don't have their email right here, but feel free to message me. If they agree, I will share their email address with you as well. All right, thank you guys for attending this. Teresa will have more information on where to post this recording if you want to review it.
Yes, feel free to reach out to me if you want the recording, or it will be posted on our admissions YouTube page within the next week or so. So thank you all so much. Have a great evening.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.